Tell you something, brother.
Who are these people?
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Don't be rude.
Who are these people?
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
Welcome to this episode of Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm your host, Angel Rivera. And of course, as usual for every week, my right-hand side is Mrs.Witchy Perfect. How are we doing today?
Oh, better than yesterday. I'll put it that way. Hi, Bad Cookies. I was asking Mastermind if I can be on your show, just like Kit Cabello.
Oh, hey, Bad Cookies. Been a while. Hope all is well. I mean,
I don't know about that.
please give us a like, and if you haven't already. Yeah, my coughing is still bothering me, and it's a little better from yesterday, but whoops.
Bad Cookies. I will beat the crap out of you, all right? But in a good way. Okay, so, Mr. Host, what are we going to talk about first? So we got a lot of stuff to cover and very little time to do it.
Yeah, because we only got an hour for going over to Rumble and the other platforms. Let's start off with All Out. I'm sure you got plenty to say. I mean, let's just get to it.
Take it away.
Well, I'm not going to do a
card retrieval.
No, I mean I'm not gonna do a like a normal where we go through every single match because I just don't want to do that, and you only have an hour, and it'll take us forever to get through it because they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches, and I have no interest in going through all of them.
So
let's just go with. Go ahead.
Did you hear what Dave Meltzer said about this pay-per-view?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to summarize. Basically, he said that if you didn't like it, it's because you want the AEW to fail, and the bad faith podcasters out there want AEW to fail, and they hate it, and they hate Tony Khan, and they're just haters. But he is a mastermind, and he is intelligent. He is not delusional. So what say you? I'll give you the first words to that.
No. No, like that's completely absurd. Because I've said it in this show many times. I want AEW to survive. I want it to. I want it around. I want them to re-sign with Turner Broadcasting or whatever it's called now, Warner Brothers Discovery,
Warner Brothers, yeah.
and I want them to stay because that way I have content for the show and make fun of them. I don't want them to go away. And on top of that, I feel bad for all the behind the scenes guys and girls and everybody who works their asses off to put their shitty show on the air every week. Why would I want them to all lose their jobs? So I wouldn't want that to happen. Not in a million years.
Right.
And I wouldn't. And most of these wrestlers would never work in WWE anyways. So if the AEW is gone, where are they going to go? Back to Japan? And they're not going to get hired by all of them. So
right.
Yeah. So no, it's just ridiculous.
You're a lot nicer than I'm going to be. So here's my take. And I heard this from Wrestling Insider. He does. His name is James. He had a. If you don't like it, it's because of your fault.
Okay. Sounds like Disney Corp defense.
I mean, basically, that's what he said in a nutshell. That it's your fault if you didn't like it, even though it had the most absurd storyline, which made no fucking sense. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew why this was happening. And I'm so glad I did not spend $50 to watch the crap. But you're going to be a lot nicer than I'm going to be. So basically, Devin Meltzer can go suck a dick as far as I'm concerned, because this is why. So first of all, you and I have never said that we wanted AEW to fail. What we want is it shouldn't be called wrestling. It should just be called something over dramatic that doesn't fucking make sense. These people should not be in a wrestling ring, let alone in the wrestling business. Okay. So basically, I said I'm one of those bad faith podcasters because, yes, we do put down AEW because it's shit. It is shit. And Tony Khan knows it's shit. They will never hit the numbers that they're hitting in WWE. They never have, and they never will. So, what do you talk about? This is a big garbage, big garbage, because first of all, David Meltzer thinks that anyone who doesn't like his shit is literally crazy. Well, let's break this down. So David Meltzer literally gives 5-star matches to guys who literally don't know what the fuck a wrestling hold is. You never gave a 5-star to Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, or Kurt Hennig. So listen up, David Meltzer, and I hope you're listening, and I hope you're listening real closely. Go fuck yourself. Literally, go suck a bunch of dicks, you fucking idiot, moron, delusional fucking moron. You literally are zero. You are zero. You literally have lost your fucking mind giving 5-star matches to Kenny Omega, who literally could not lace up Kurt Hennig's boots. He shouldn't even be in the same business as fucking Kurt Hennig. Kurt Hennig was the greatest wrestler to ever live, in my opinion. He was the greatest wrestler to ever live, in my opinion. And Bret Hart was a close second. You gave those two 4 stars. Well, that's all they had at the time. Go fuck yourself. You could have given them 10 stars for all I fucking care, because that's what the kind of match they had at SummerSlam 91. If you don't fucking believe me, Dave Meltzer, go back and watch the fucking match again and again until it sinks in that the fucking wrestlers were literally second generation. Bret Hart and Kurt Hennig were second generation. They knew what the fucking hell they were doing. These assholes and clowns today don't even fucking know what a headlock is. You goddamn delusional motherfucker. And if I sound like Jim Cornette, it's because I'm sick and tired of being told that I don't know anything about the fucking wrestling business when I've been watching it for fucking years.
No. Well said. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to spend too much time actually reviewing this because there's 2 moments that really stick out, and it happened in the last 2 matches. If people know, they know. But MJF defeated Daniel Garcia by pinfall. Who cares?
Right.
Honestly, they're trying to push Daniel Garcia like he's a main eventer, and he isn't.
And he isn't.
the Young Bucks defeated Blackpool Combat Club by pinfall to retain their World Tag Team title. Who gives a shit? Every time they're on television, the ratings go down. So
Right.
so they're the EVPs, so they have creative control, I'm sure. So they're not going to drop these belts anytime soon. Will Ospreay, the champion, defeated Pac by pinfall. Whatever. Chris Statlander defeated Willow Nightingale in that ridiculous street fight those two women had, which is ridiculous. Okada defeated Briscoe, Cassidy, and Take a Shit and for the Continental Championship. Whatever. Mercedes defeated Hikaru Shida for the TBS title. Whatever. All right, now we got through that real quick. I didn't really care enough to actually watch clips, but
I mean, the only spot we can really talk about is the fact that there was a needle that went in the guy's mouth for some fucking stupid reason, and then of course Danielson with the bag over the head and suffocation, and all the little fucking AEW people are like, well, Terry Funk did it to Ric Flair in '89. Yeah, but there was a fucking reason for it, you dumb motherfuckers.
It's stupid. So Danielson defeated Jungle Jack Perry by pinfall to retain his world title. By the way, this an alleged world heavyweight title match when Perry weighs 160 pounds soaking wet, and Danielson is not that much heavier, even though he's bigger than Perry, but he's not that much bigger. But yeah, this is the world heavyweight title match. I didn't really watch the match itself because I had no interest, but the spots that really stuck out was the end. Okay, so Danielson pins Perry. Oh, there was this one spot earlier in the match where I'm not sure you saw this, but the referee, when he was counting down Jack Perry, it was like 1, 2, and Perry couldn't kick out, didn't kick out. I don't know what happened, but the referee, instead of counting 3, kind of pushed Jack Perry's foot forward so he can kick out blatantly.
Yeah,
I'm not sure you saw that. Yeah, so that's another spot in this match.
I heard. Yeah, I was just getting to that on the Jim Cornette show. They had mentioned it, and again, Jim was disgusted. It made no fucking sense. All I can say about AEW is it's literally garbage. It's shit. It is shit, and it has shit wrestlers who literally are doing indie stuff and calling it wrestling. No. That's not how it is.
No, it's garbage. And then the end happens. Danielson wins. Blah blah blah. Here comes Luchasaurus or whatever his name is now. The dinosaur, the guy in the dinosaur mask. He comes out. He kind of stands there like an idiot. And then here comes Christian and the rest of their group. He's going to cash in his Money in the Bank. I mean, whatever the hell that contract's called. But then here comes Blackpool Combat Club they come out to protect Danielson, and eventually they all back off, like Christian backs off. Then the celebration begins, and for no apparent reason, as far as I know, there's no foreshadowing. Here comes Claudio Castagnoli, like uppercutting Bryan Danielson and revealing the heel turn of the Blackpool Combat Club. Right. And then here comes Pac. He decides to hold Wheeler Yuta in the corner, and while the rest of them start beating up Danielson, and we have Wheeler Yuta kind of doing like emoting performance, like no, no, he didn't do anything. He didn't try to get out. He didn't do anything. And Pac, he just no. And then finally here comes Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, whatever he calls himself now.
It's okay.
And he had a plastic bag, and he decided to, everybody knows, put it over Danielson's head and try to do attempted murder. But the fans didn't take it seriously because here comes the chants. This is murder.
Murder, yeah.
This is murder. Like, it's a joke to them. They just treat it as a giant joke. Instead of being like, unlike the Ric Flair Terry Funk thing from '89, which wasn't a joke. I mean, everybody at the time.
No, everyone believed it. That's why we were like,
yeah.
No offense, but I think Terry Funk should have finished the job. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I don't like Ric Flair. I'm sorry.
JR was on commentary that night, and he sold it like you believe like Terry Funk, because Terry Funk was crazy. He could have done something like that and just murdered Ric Flair on live television.
Absolutely, and that's the main coup de grace. And then of course Jim Cornette shares the memo that They got the next day, don't do this, don't do that. Make sure you don't do. I mean, they did it on live TV, guys, not even on pay-per-view. They did it on TV. They did it on Turner Network.
It was on a Clash of Champions show. In
So,
fact,
I mean,
I had it. I had it pulled up on my Peacock. I found the episode, but it got knocked down or something. I found the clip on X, luckily, so I'll play it in the second hour. But
I mean, this is just garbage wrestling. Nobody knows who the fucking baby faces are, so you don't know who to fucking root for. And literally, so they turn Jon Moxley again for some fucking dumb reason. Why was he a baby face in the first place? I thought he was always a heel.
By the way, the Jon Moxley heel turn, this new character he's playing, it's a ripoff of a movie. What movie is it called? The main character is like a Nazi skinhead.
Right.
Yeah, that's where he's ripping off,
That's what they were. That's what they were talking
Yeah.
about on Jim Cornette. I just turned it off just as we came on, and guys, I don't know what to even say to this. I mean, this is literally fucking bullshit. That it's. I don't even know what to say with it. It literally left me like speechless because I'm just like, how fucking dumb do these people have to be?
Jon Moxley's new AEW character, reportedly inspired by Australian classic cult film. What was it? Romper Stomper. Never heard of it until recently when he it's a 1992 film from Australia. Russell Crowe played the main character. And
okay.
And
I wasn't much for Russell Crowe.
The movie follows a group of neo-Nazi skinheads who aren't very happy about the local neighborhood have been changed by an influx of people from Vietnam, resulting in various violent confrontations between the Vietnamese gangs and neo-Nazi gangs. So Russell Crowe is the main character, and he played a neo-Nazi, and he's a leader of a neo-Nazi group. So this is what Jon Moxley's ripping off. So he thinks himself as a Nazi skinhead, which... Wonder whether they're going to bring any of those neo-Nazi racist type thing into this group.
Well, and what did they said it was fake heat from a fake person who literally someone ripped off from a movie. I mean, it was fake, guys. It was garbage. It was literally garbage. Everything AEW does is garbage, and I can't wait to see what kind of ratings they get after all this bullshit.
So there was attempted murder in that match for no reason. No. There was never any jealousy from Moxley, never any jealousy from Castagnoli, never any jealousy from any other member of the Black Bull Combat Club. It's sometimes, when you do a turn, okay, there's going to be a turn at some point because there's some kind of dramatic foreshadowing. Like you see it all the time in wrestling. It doesn't have to be directly. It doesn't have to be like painfully obvious, but this something you notice, like, okay, he's jealous, or oh maybe it's this, or maybe so it's obvious. It's like something you see something, but unless it happened during Collision or Rampage, something like that, we didn't see it, then okay. But as far as I know, I never saw any of that, and I barely watched Dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's utter garbage at this point, and I'm not spending $50 to watch, murder or whatever shooting up, whatever the hell that was that you call fucking main event.
Boring top garbage time.
I mean, it's brutally honest, yes, but it's also you're literally taking the sport that I love and making it a clown show. Like politics, they're taking wrestling and making it a clown show. And I take offense to that because this is the stuff that when we grew up, Angel, literally wrestlers had to keep kayfabe. And yeah, of course, it was a shock to everyone in '89 when Terry Funk did what he did to Flair because everyone believed it. There was actually kayfabe there, and people believed it. Flair loved it because it gave Terry Funk heat.
And Flair was booking then, if I remember correctly, because Cornette talks about he was in the creative team or the booking team then. So it was definitely Flair booking. So Flair's a champion, they had a tag team match or something. I don't remember the exact teams, but it was Ric Flair and Sting versus Muda and somebody else. I forget who it is right now, but But yeah, then at the end, the match is over. Here comes Funk as a surprise. Just come in the
Right.
ring, and he had a plastic bag, and then he puts it over Flair and starts doing this. And I was like, but the difference is, Flair, his mouth wasn't covered. If you noticed, the entire time he had kind of his hand there, so he's selling, but his mouth never covered, so he can actually
Right.
breathe. So,
But I think they got calls too. I think people were calling the
oh no,
police.
yeah, fans were so shocked by it that they called Turner Broadcasting and basically started complaining about Terry Funk. Oh, Terry Funk! You see Terry Funk try to kill Ric Flair, right? You saw that. Everybody got calling left and right to the not only to the Turner Broadcasting, but radio stations in Atlanta, and they went nuts for this. Ric Flair's like, yes, this worked. Exactly what we wanted. And then here comes Turner with their letter the next day saying, oh, no, well, we can't, you don't do this and don't do that and don't do this. And
Basically
no,
everything AEW has done and ECW too.
Yeah, don't, no gratuitous violence in a wrestling show, by the way. No gratuitous violence. No, Terry, not Terry, what's his name? Ted Turner didn't like the word, like foreign object or anything like that. So they had to call it an international object. I remember they started doing that around that time.
Oh, really?
Because Ted Turner didn't like the word foreign for whatever reason. So then another memo, it was like, don't call don't call those objects foreign. Call them they came up with international. I'm like, what's an international object? Just use any other word. I don't know. He's got a chair, or he's got
he's got
whatever,
a weapon or something.
A weapon. Yeah. Why? If Ted Turner doesn't like foreign, okay, fine. Use the actual name of the weapon. That way, you just avoid foreign object.
Right. No, I totally get it.
Is like international object is like I don't know whether Cornette was still there. I assume he was still there, or he might have left by then. But that might have been later. That might have been after Ric Flair and Cornette left, because they both left on the same time because they were sick of Jim Herd. But that's a whole other story, So all right, so and we're getting off track here, and we only have an hour here. So all right, so let's get to the main event. The main event, which a lot of bullshit happened. The Hangnail, Adam Page defeated Swerve Strickland by knockout. It wasn't just by knockout. He this dude literally used a syringe and stuck it in Swerve's mouth here.
Like that, yeah.
And they acted like it was a paralytic sleeping agent or whatever the hell it was. And I'm like, okay, if it's a paralytic sleeping agent, it can kill him without oxygen, because your lungs are also a muscle. So if your muscles are, paralyzed and you're not working, without somebody breathing for you, you're going to die. You're not just going to get knocked out. So that made no sense. That was just ridiculous.
And it literally it was for that shock factor. I think I said that on X. It literally was for the stupid shock factor of, oh my God, that kind of thing. Guys, this is not the time or the place or the shit to be doing this. I understand you don't want to do it on TV because you literally will be canceled. But remember, you're trying to get a deal with Warner. What is it? Warner Brothers Discovery?
Yeah. WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery. Yeah, that's
okay.
I call it Turner.
Right. So you're trying to get a deal, and you're trying to make sure you get this deal, and doing bullshit garbage stuff like this is not going to help. Advertisers are not going to be so lenient when they think, oh shit, what if they do that on regular TV? We'll be canceled, we'll be sued, we'll be everything else. Act like adults. All I saw was a bunch of children running around, hitting each other, giving each other concussions or fucking brain damage.
That's another thing. Hangnail also hit Swerve in the head with a chair, like an unprotected chair shot to the head.
Right.
Of course, they have an excuse.
And it was a gimmick chair, but
it's gimmick chair. That's what their excuse. In fact, Ricky Morton himself, I bookmarked a tweet where he basically talked about this and explained why it's not a good idea to do this anymore. So I have it saved. So bear with me.
I just heard about it like a few seconds ago on Jim Cornette. I was just listening as the show came on because I wanted to hear their kind of perspective on what happened, and I didn't get as far as Swerve and Hangnail, but
Oh no, they definitely hated Swerve and Hangnail, but I mean, I did hear the clip, so I didn't really watch the whole thing yet. So let's see. Why is this? Oh, here we go. All right, so Ricky Morton of what was their tag team? Rock and Roll Express.
Rock
Okay,
and Roll Express, yeah.
because I've confused them with Shawn Michaels and Janetti's group. I forget what
The
they're
Rockers,
the
the
Rockers.
Midnight
Yeah,
Rockers, yeah.
yeah. So I'm not sure they're ripping off these guys or not, but okay, let's see. Ricky Morton, stop chair shots with steel chairs. And
Yeah,
then he
really.
explains, chair shots to my temple have caused a lot of damage to my
Yep.
memory and caused a lot of concussions. I have to take specific medications from taking these shots. Please don't go through what I put my body through. We have evolved since then. Which he's 100%
Apparently
right.
not.
Yeah, so I said modern wrestlers need to listen to vets like Ricky Morton. Stop taking chair shots to the head. I grew up watching guys like Ricky Morton, and I want to thank him for his sacrifice for entertainment. I wish nothing but the best. That's what
Yeah,
I
I
put
mean,
to him.
guys, when you take a chair shot, you literally to the head, and it will and can cause brain damage. I mean, this is what CT or
Yeah.
CFTs or CTEs. This is what CTEs
CTE.
are,
Yeah.
guys. I mean, this is
Mm-hmm.
literally why football players are having issues with their brains and their heads, later in life.
They've tried to change up the helmets. They've changed technologies to protect the head, and I'm like, look, we it's good. Keep doing it, but it's football. You're not going to be able to stop concussions or anything like that. If you
Right.
go on the field, you're taking risks, and you know that,
Yeah.
and you have to accept those risks. And there was a quarterback on Sunday, the Dolphins quarterback, who had another concussion. He has like 3 or 4, and like in less than a year, and like, oh, should they talking about retirement from him already? Like, he should retire. He should retire, and it's like it's up to him, but I agree. He should
Mm-hmm.
probably. He had way too many concussions in a short period of time, but
Right.
that's his call. It's his career. It's his life. Who am I to say he should retire? But I digress on that. That's not really. This is not the show for it. But yeah, I mean, again, pro wrestlers don't have helmets. When they take a
Nope.
chair shot to the head, it's legitimately to their head, right?
Right.
And especially back when I was growing up, when we were growing up. I mean, back in the '90s, guys
Yep.
took chair shots to the head like it was nothing.
I mean,
Like,
like literally every day you saw
yeah,
someone take a chair shot because I mean, here comes Austin down to the ring, smacking Mr. Perfect in the
lick.
head, and you could see Kurt do this, like, oh god damn it, that hurt. Of course it hurts.
Yeah,
And even though Austin says in his book that he was like practicing on his own head for Vince McMahon,
yeah.
again, you hit someone with a bedpan, it's gonna hurt, guys, because those are metal
Yeah.
bedpans.
And we were trying to figure, okay, which part of the skull is, strong, where
Yeah,
I feel less
stronger
pain,
and
and yeah,
doesn't, feels less painful. And Austin was looking out for Vince, but again,
yeah.
you're still hitting him in the head. It's still gonna hurt. You're still gonna have brain damage or at least some damage when you
Vince
take
was
those
like,
kind of shots.
that was one of the greatest Raw segments of all time, with Vince in the hospital and Austin showing up there and just beating the shit out of him. And then the bedpan, like oh, Vince, so it's brilliant.
And that after that, the week after, of course, we all know that JR came up with the greatest catchphrase for Vince McMahon. It was bedpan McMahon.
Hmm. So they did that. They did the hypodermic needle finish. They did the unprotected chair shot to the head. They had a cinder block. This is before that, a cinder block
I
where
heard
Swerve
about this. I didn't see
took
it, but
a
I heard about it.
he took a power bomb or body some kind of move on the small of his back onto the
Right.
cinder block, and it was a real cinder block. It wasn't fake. Like, it didn't
No,
like explode. It
wasn't
was a
gimmicked
real
or
one.
anything. So
He
here
um
again, guys, we're taking blow. It's like what I said about the ladder match. The excuse me. It's literally like the ladder match at Money in the Bank. Here we're doing stuff on ladders, and we're doing stuff on usually guys don't take bumps on cinder blocks. So there's really no way to take a bump on a fucking cinder block, guys. This is this is not brain surgery here. All I'm saying is guys did real moves back in our day. They didn't need cinder blocks. They didn't need chair shots. They didn't need fucking real glass. They didn't need any of that shit. They literally just wrestled two guys in the ring, period.
And I can't believe they would take those type of risks with their body. Rick Rude. I mean, he had his career ended because he landed on his back. Something happened in
They were just
Japan.
talking about that as you came on. They were just talking about that. And the great thing about Rick Rude was, well, let me start from the beginning. Okay, so since this is my favorite wrestler's best friend,
Uh
I've seen the Rick Rude bump. Oh my god. And I cringe every time. I'm like, who ow.
huh.
Because he literally is on a platform, so it's like this,
Yeah,
and then there's like it's like this, okay?
yeah.
And Rick's back was like right here, and he went like this, and you could just see him. I'm like, okay, no, don't want to see that, but thanks. And for good measure, they did a slow motion version.
Oh.
I'm like, God, stop. I think it was on X on my other profile. They actually
hmm
showed that where he goes like this, like his back goes like this. And again, you can't really blame anybody except for, they should have known where they were going or what. And that's what kept him
Yeah, right.
wrestling,
That
even though
happens in
he
wrestling.
technically could have gone back. But I mean, it was the Lloyds of London bullshit that he had to put up with. But yeah, there's another example of, a freak accident, but that didn't happen all the time. I mean, it wasn't just,
Nick,
Rick didn't say, "Hey, Sting, I'll go back on this platform and you just jump and my back will go like this." That's not what happened. They just said, "Hey, jump on me and I'll catch you and it'll look really
yeah,
cool."
yeah, they didn't know that an accident like that would happen. But yeah, those policies they can bring him back. I guarantee you, none of these marks would use it today. I mean, they all go back to work. It's like, oh, what I want to do all my cool moves. I mean, instead, it's like, nope. It's stupid. I mean,
Right.
those policies, the wrestlers used to cash in all the time, and especially in the '90s. I mean, Rick Rude never wrestled again. I don't think
No,
he
he
did.
never did. No.
Yeah, but he was there. He was still on television as a manager or as Shawn Michaels' insurance policy when he was in
Right.
DX, which is in reference to his Lloyd in London policy. So like,
Right. And so,
he
and
was,
then eventually he will get upset about the Montreal screw job and go
and he
over
would leave.
to
Yeah,
Nitro. And
yeah.
he's the only one that did it, guys. He was on Raw and Nitro at the same time. And they're like, wait, how can he do that? So
Well,
that was a big fuck you to Vince,
it exposed
Um,
the WWF not being live every week, even though
right.
they
Right. So, I
because
mean, because Nitro was live and they would
yeah.
say this is a live program. So, but I know why Rick did it. I just well, okay. So we know why Rick did it, but I mean the reason why he couldn't get back in the ring is for insurance policies, because if anyone has heard this story, please stop me, or you can listen again. Eric Bischoff tells the story that Rick approached him and said, "Will you please pay off my debts to Lloyd's of London so that I can get back in the ring?" And Eric Bischoff said, "Dude, I don't have it," which is a lie. He fucking had it. He just didn't want to give it to him for XYZ reasons. Um, so honestly, this is what I would do just for me. I would do like a GoFundMe and I would try to raise that money to get Rick back in the ring, because honestly, I think we missed out on a Rick Rude, Kurt Hennig feud. Wouldn't that be awesome if
Yeah,
I mean, two best friends, now they're not really best friends. They did a feud.
yeah,
But I mean, I would have done anything to get Rick back in the ring, but that's not here nor there. But
yeah.
yeah, it was a big thing that he never wrestled again. He would eventually go to WCW. He would eventually manage his best friend Kurt Hennig, and I mean, the rest is history.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he never wrestled again, and it's
It's
unfortunate. And
sad because I really wish I could have, raised the money for him and be like, "Hey, here, take this money, Rick, and get back in the ring." We all deserve to see Ravishing Rick Rude again.
yeah, I mean, he was like, he was great, and I'm like, really. I could when he became Shawn Michaels' insurance policy, whatever with the DX thing. I'm like, Rick Rude can probably kill Shawn Michaels. I mean,
Oh, he
easily.
did. I mean, not
Yeah,
like he didn't really
yeah,
kill him, but
yeah.
I
But
mean, he did fight him.
yeah. So I'm like this is sticking with Shawn. He didn't have a contract, or that's why he just walked out after Montreal. So
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean it's. But these guys are just today's guys are just marks for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wouldn't just if they get hurt and they have insurance policies, they wouldn't cash them in. They would just keep working through it or heal up and then work through it because
Mm-hmm.
it's like really you want to do these stupid spots that less and less people are looking at because less and less people are looking at it. Like compare the ratings from this year to last year at this time. There's less people, less pay per view
Absolutely.
sales, less everything. Why would you kill yourself for a company that's clearly not doing well and
Well,
do
and
these
here's the
ridiculous
thing.
matches?
Right. And here's the thing. So they were talking on Jim Cornette about the fact that we're just one injury away for Osprey, to be a major disaster because look, everyone's out. Everyone's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how
Everyone.
long do you have to be out after supposed suffocation? How long do you have to be out after having a syringe stuffed in your mouth? I mean,
There's no
we're
way.
one injury away from Osprey and having a natural disaster.
Yeah, but you can't bring back Swerve anytime soon. If we
That's
see
true.
him on wait, that was last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Was he on Dynamite this past Wednesday? I don't think
I don't watch Dynamite.
I know, but I don't either. But it would. I don't think he was. I mean, unless results. I'm just get results. Let's see. Okay.
After what I saw on All Out, I'm not even sure I want to know the results anymore for AEW.
John Moxley speaks. Tag team Casino Gauntlet match. Mariah May and Queen Amanita. Jack Perry, Leo Rush. Sammy Guevara versus Ricochet. So no, he's not listed here. That was actually on the show. So no, he wasn't on the show. But yeah, I mean it's just so ridiculous. I mean, it's like, is this what guys are going to do? What's going to happen in 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to, or at least AEW guys, if they're around in 10 years, somebody's going to have to have died, and
Yeah.
there's no way that nobody dies in the next 10 years in AEW. 10 years of AEW history goes by and somebody hasn't died. I'd be shocked. Yeah, they're going to keep taking bigger and bigger risks. These guys.
And what did someone say? Wrestlers, they never get old. Someone said that. I forget who said it, but it's like wrestlers never get old. They just die young. This is
Yeah,
the reason why.
yeah. I mean, wrestlers don't. They do. I mean, lately wrestlers that have died aren't really that young. I mean, unless it's Bray Wyatt, and then yeah, I mean that was
Yeah. That was
nothing
a
to
freak
do.
accident, but still, I
Yeah,
mean, well, they used to say that back in the 90s because a lot of
yeah.
wrestlers were ODing, and it's because they got hooked on painkillers from Big Pharma who were
Mm-hmm.
pushing the shit, saying, hey, take these, you won't have any pain. Well, I'm having breakthrough pain, which is pain, just like Jimmy
Yeah.
said. And they push this bullshit stuff so that wrestlers, would get addicted, and then they were trying heavier duty stuff. And he'll be right back. So let's do some shameless plugs. Coming up this coming week, so Monday, I'm gonna have Angel Rivera on episode 51. We're gonna go over the match with Kurt Hennig and the Big Boss Man, or he was known as Ray Trailer in WCW.
Yeah, my for some reason it glitched. I mean, I completely glitched out. But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, what were we saying about
Wrestlers dying young.
yeah, and they were all it's just luckily it's not happening as often anymore because guys have
Right.
mostly cleaned up. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, unless it's the unless it's like even Hell, you don't even hear stories about guys getting into fights or guy getting arrested anymore in wrestling. It's more wrestling has cleaned up for the most part when it comes down to that type of stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
it's it's you have guys taking those risks
Mm-hmm.
on television for no reason. I mean, there's going to be a generation of wrestlers in the next 5 or 10 years who want to take those risks and want to take that shit in WWE. Now the question is whether who's going to be around in 10 years to tell them no, because unless Triple H is still there and Shawn Michaels are still there in 10 years, we might see this stuff in WWE in the next 10 years or so.
I hope not. I hope Triple H will actually go back to the way it used to be. Not that like the Attitude Era or anything, because that was kind of bullshit too. But I mean, like back to the good old days where we actually had wrestlers wrestling in a wrestling ring. You know, where you actually fought someone and you didn't need chairs, you didn't need tables, you didn't need any of this bullshit.
True. I mean, it's unlikely, but I'm sure there's going to be some because WWE has a performance center. They have a big corporation backing them, so the chances that this like TKO corporation is going to allow guys to do what they do in AEW, they would put a stop to it like that. I mean,
That yeah.
whoever is booking, they're going to be gone, or we have a stern talking to because there's no way Triple H would do it, but I don't know whether Triple H will be around in 10 years because of his heart issues. He might
Right.
be, but at the same time, you got to think past that possibility. Will he be around in 10 years? I don't know. Probably not. He'd probably be at home or like, I don't know how much longer he's going to actually be the booker, but because who is there now? Unless Shawn's going to become the booker. Shawn Michaels, I mean, but
Yeah, and I think Shawn is older than Triple H. Is he
I
older?
think
I'm not
so.
sure. I think he is because I think Triple H was born in '69.
Yeah, he might be old. He probably is a couple of years older. But yeah, I mean, I I don't know who would be in 10 years who would be the booker, but whoever it is, I don't think that TKO is going to allow the shit that goes on in AEW in the WWE
I would
because
hope
if
not. I mean, have standards.
yeah,
Have
they
morals.
I'm sure they would have standards because as of now WWE is making a boatload of money, so they're happy, but
I was gonna say you don't see this in UFC, do you? You don't see UFC fighters sticking needles in each other's mouths, and then you don't see
no,
them hitting them with chairs, and you don't see them fucking putting plastic bags over their heads. I mean,
no,
and
because it wouldn't make any
UFC is supposed to
sense.
be real fighting.
Yeah, because it's if that same company that owns UFC allows WWE to do bullshit, then it looks bad on the UFC. So, which is why now WWE is basically a part of mainstream America. I mean, whenever they're on ESPN all the time, they're on the morning shows all the
Hmm.
time. They're on all the sports shows. They're on whenever pay per view happens. There's articles all up and down on mainstream press. They're a part of mainstream America, basically.
Right.
WWE is. They're not, and there's cities and towns and countries even willing to pay WWE to run shows in their towns
Right.
because it's like the NFL with Super Bowl. It's like, oh hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars bring a Super
Right.
Bowl here. So it's one
Especially
of
like
those things.
Saudi Arabia and
Yeah. Well,
what was the other one? Well, we'll get to it later, but I mean like Canada, I'm sure they're still running those circuits and stuff. And they're probably giving them a pretty penny to come and be a part of Canada. So there's Canada, Germany, France, UK, of course, Saudi
hmm
Arabia. I mean, all these guys are like paying top dollar to have the
yeah.
WWE come to you. Whereas, like, I mean, AEW has like what, London, Wembley, and that's about it. Do they have anything else?
Want London, Wembley. Well, they're running Melbourne next year,
Okay. Well, that's good for
Australia.
them. You know,
ACBC.
hey,
Oh man.
CBC.
But yeah, I mean they're running Melbourne, Australia next year. They're running London again for Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
They're not running Wembley for it, but they're running somewhere in London. So,
well, I mean, this is the reason why I don't take AEW seriously as a competitor to WWE. Because, guys, doing this garbage bullshit is not going to get you in competition with WWE. WWE knows what they need to do. They know what they're doing, and they actually are going and doing it with big name stars who are over. They are over, guys. Let's face it. Nobody in AEW is over. And yet they still have these garbage fucking matches and they're going, like I said, going with that shock factor of, oh, let's do this and see what happens. Well, I'm just waiting for someone to put an axe in somebody's head and, oh, well, he died in the wrestling ring. I mean, what's next? Well, where do you go from here?
yeah.
Nowhere but down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. And you have a lot of these guys signing big money contracts to stay in AEW. Like Swerve just signed one recently. I mean, allegedly he's one of the highest paid guys in the business.
Other than Mercedes Moné?
Yeah, I mean, every contract Tony Khan signs tends to be he or she's one of the highest paid guys in the business now.
Wow.
So it's every time.
By the way, I like your watch. That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, that was really random, but I'm like, oh, I like it. I like the watch.
Let's see. So I just came across this. I mean, this is talking about salaries, but these are WWE salaries, and
oh boy,
we can look at.
Holy shit, Roman Reigns! Holy shit!
These are the highest paid guys of so far this year, apparently 2024.
Oh, just this year, okay.
Yeah. So, Roman Reigns
again. Roman Reigns is over, so I mean, well deserved. At first, he wasn't. I don't know if the fans knew how to take Roman Reigns. They kind of were like chanting "Go home" when he was a babyface, and he made a better heel. Now he's back. He's over, and he's really, I mean, catching on. I mean, when we talk about SmackDown, man, I saw that. I felt that electricity, y'all. I felt it.
Yeah, that's Roman Reigns. This is not just their salaries, but this includes everything, all their bonuses and merch sales and stuff like that. Merches that they sold over the last year. So Cody Rhodes got 10 million, Randy Orton got 10 million, Seth Rollins got 9, CM Punk got 8 million, and he just came back less than a year ago.
Yeah, he just came back.
8 million.
But him and McIntyre are killing it. They are over, so over, and we thought. Once he got the bracelet back, it was over. Oh boy, were we wrong. We were so wrong. But a Hell in a Cell match, I will take it. I can't wait to see this.
Now we're getting a Hell in a Cell match between McIntyre and
oh my god, I'm so ramped up. I'm like, come on!
And Punk. And Punk and what's his face? The general manager, Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce
is saying that it's got to end. It's going to end. It's got to end.
In the Hell in a Cell, right. Well, I saw pictures of Adam Pearce. I just want to say this real quick. I saw pictures of Adam Pearce and his wife and his little baby daughter. So congratulations, Adam Pearce.
Yeah, he was. I said their wedding.
That was cute. I'm like, oh my
god. But yeah, I couldn't. I'm like, this is what Jim Cornette said about the match between Paige and
thank you, because I literally didn't
about
get
a
time
minute
to hear this.
It's like a 30-second clip, but this is actually his words about Paige's match.
Okay.
Because these fucking never been fucked, virgin, neck-bearded, basement-dwelling, video game playing, wrestling, indie outlaw fucking nerds think it's a show of toughness if you let somebody shoot you in the titty with a staple gun and laugh at them.
Oh, that's the other spot.
It's an example of stupid. You're a stupid person.
That's
what
right.
you are.
That's right.
I forgot to mention that's one of the other spots they did in this match. They started stapling each other for real for no reason.
And it was so stupid.
Yeah.
Just like Jim Cornette said, it was stupid, stupid, stupid. I mean, really, I actually talked to one of my customers. Actually, had put a staple in her finger, but it's because it went off and the staple got in her finger. And I'm like, well, I mean, they're doing it on purpose, trying to get that shock factor. Again, why do you need a staple gun? Why can't you just wrestle each other? You don't need a staple gun. You don't need to be stapling each other in the titties. Come on, guys, get your head out of your asses and actually wrestle. If you don't know how to wrestle, go back to wrestling school or go find a veteran who will teach you how to wrestle, because this is shit. This is garbage.
Sickos. Yeah, AEW fans are kind of defending this. So
of course they are, because they like this garbage bullshit.
This is some kind of radio thing, but it's
Dirt sheet radio.
Yeah, for the sickos. It's a funny catchphrase in the beginning, but this encapsulates what AEW is. It's for us, not for them. We should embrace this. So they're very excited. AEW fans, a tiny bit that are left, but
okay, you guys can't even keep your own fucking base together. I mean, there's literally everyone's leaving because this is garbage, guys. This is not the wrestling that we grew up with. And I had someone say, well, I mean, wrestling has to evolve. Don't you know that, you stupid idiot? Like, whatever. I'm like, fuck you. Wrestling doesn't have to evolve. What happened to just two people wrestling? You don't need fucking tables. You don't need chairs. You don't need shit. This is why wrestling was so popular in the 80s and the fucking 90s, because they didn't need the fucking chairs. They didn't need any of that shit. And they didn't do it every fucking single week.
Yeah, it's just not.
These people have brain damage. I'm sorry, but AEW fans, you have brain damage. To think that this is actually wrestling. This is not wrestling. This is garbage indie bullshit, just like Jim Cornette says.
Yeah. It's just so bad. And then we got people like defending it and proud to be fans. Like, I got another tweet here. Hold on. Let me see if we can. Yeah, we got a few minutes still. Where is it? No, this isn't the one. It's like AEW Defender or some where is it? Yeah, AEW Defender. I'm surprised I haven't been blocked by this account, but you may. I'm not sure you've been blocked or not, but
probably not.
This is a quote. He's quoting other people. I don't want my kids seeing what Hangman and Swerve did last night. Then go back to showing your kids that fighting over worthless possessions like a bracelet is the right thing to do. He's referencing the CM Punk McIntyre feud.
It's not about the bracelet.
Yeah, no, but if your kids watch with you, you can tell them when something is wrong. If they go out and find something on their own, you won't be there to tell them. A kid's favorite show is a show their parents won't let them watch.
No, that's bullshit. Because I've tried to get my son into WWE and he won't watch it. He would rather watch his kid stuff. So don't even play any of that bullshit with me. You act like you're a fucking parent. You're probably an incel in your fucking grandma's basement, fucking jacking off to this worthless garbage bullshit. Don't even start with me, dude.
It's like they defending.
You're defending garbage. That's what it is.
They're finding every way possible to defend this crap, and it's basically indefensible. You can't even if you're. It's like if you're a fan, how many fans are left? 600,000, maybe if they're lucky.
Maybe if they're lucky, we'll see when the findings come out.
Yeah, because they have
when the ratings come out.
There has to be some sort of desperation, and to get ratings up. However,
yes,
as everybody knows, Disney, allegedly they're gonna do a new TV deal with WBD, which includes they're gonna renew Dynamite and all the shows they have. They're gonna do pay-per-views on Max on this Max Plus
Yeah,
service.
HBO Max. Right.
Yeah,
I did hear about that. Yep.
and allegedly they're going to do a show on Fox, something called Shockwave.
Yes, they've already copyrighted it, or Tony Khan's
Yeah,
already copyrighted it.
and
Yeah, something called Shockwave. Oh, great! So more indie garbage.
yeah, they're gonna add another show, and then it's like you have AEW Mark celebrating. Oh, but Fox kicked off WWE SmackDown, but they're gonna bring in AEW. It's like no, they're not. What they're doing is they're gonna bring it on probably Fox Sports 1 or one of their cable
Right.
networks. They're not gonna go put it on
Yeah, it is
network television.
FS1. And
Yeah,
Brian Last said even less of audience, because I mean,
Yeah.
not a lot of people watch that stuff unless you literally announce it on FS1.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
they're
not
gonna
like
probably
football,
air it.
you know. It's not like college football.
They're probably gonna air it on FS1. Hell, maybe FS2. Even less people have
Right.
it.
Even
So
less people, yeah.
yeah, because they're not gonna put AEW on network television. If Fox thought WWE wasn't good enough for network television, they didn't make enough money. What makes you think to put AEW there and humiliate themselves? And
Right.
what, to open themselves up to fines every week from the FCC?
Right.
Is it because John Moxley can't stop saying fuck and shit every 5 seconds? Which is what he does all the time.
You potty mouth.
Yeah, I mean, John. So why they're not going to take that risk? Because
Right.
Tony Khan has no control over his talent, which
Absolutely.
is why they're probably going to stick him on FS1 or FS2
Right.
or FX.
Right.
You know,
I mean, I'm really surprised they didn't go to Netflix, because after one of the TV shows I really like called Lucifer, once they went to Netflix, they could say fuck shit and whatever the fucking hell they wanted to. God damn, for all they cared.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't have the censorship that cable had.
Well, and really, the thing is, even as a parent, I don't want my son watching that shit. I mean, I am a parent. I don't want my son asking me, hey, Mom, why did they stick a syringe in that person's mouth? Because I don't want to explain to him. He doesn't need to know why. Because it's garbage fucking wrestling. That's why, son.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous. And I'm like, really? You're going to do the syringe thing?
Kids
And
watched it back in my day. I was a kid. I watched it when I was 4 fucking years old. I first saw Kurt Hennig versus Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado, at SummerSlam 1990. And I liked it because there was definitely no chair shots. There was definitely no syringes anywhere near the ring. And there definitely as fuck wasn't near any chairs.
Yeah. So I do need to step away for a minute. By the way, start rumbling, going over to Rumble.
Or rumbling, yeah.
Yeah, so
go rumbling.
But I do need to step away for a minute, so I'll be back. But I just need to.
I'll do some shameless plugs. How about that?
Okay, that's fine.
I'll do some shameless plugs. So, like everyone knows, basically, as I was saying before, when he accidentally dropped off, episode 51, I have my co-host or my host here. He was my co-host on my show, Angel Rivera. And we watch along the 4 promos to Kurt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. And we also watch Kurt's match with the Ray Trailer in WCW in 1997. It is quite a good match, I would say. Definitely worth the watch. Now, they do kind of rib him there. They're trying to put a marker on his forehead, and he's just so sweaty that they can't. So Kurt actually ribs Ray Trailer and rubs his forehead with Kurt's butt. It was funny. We can laugh about it now, but it was NWO basically spray painting him like they did every week. I think that was a Hogan thing that they had to go and spray paint everybody. But so if you want to check that out, that will be coming out on Rumble tomorrow night at 9, and then of course on YouTube on Monday, because that's usually when I can upload stuff. So check that out. It will have Angel Riviera and myself, and we have a great 2 hours. It's almost 2 hours, but we have a great almost 2 hours just talking and shooting the shit and talking about wrestling, the wrestling that we both grew up with. Because I think at this time it was, I'm pretty sure that was it was in 97. So I was 11 years old, and I think Angel was too, because this was like October, November ish. It might have been December. I think it was December. But next week on Kurt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind, we actually are going to take a little bit of a no, we're not. Okay, so 52 is I think it's Luger again. I might be wrong about that. But it's definitely Kurt against somebody in WCW. So yeah, come join us again this week. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. on Rumble. It will be the episode 51 with Angel Rivera. We'll drop at 9 p.m. I will definitely have that on my X if you want to just click the link and just go there. If not, if you could literally follow me on Rumble and you get to watch that match in its entirety with all the music and all the stuff, all the commentary, all the swearing, all the everything. Yeah, you can definitely check that out on Rumble, copyright free. The other thing I wanted to just mention briefly, my other channel, which is Black Magic Talk. We are going to have Mark LeCamp, I think is his name. Anyway, he is a witch and or I should say a wizard. And we're going to interview him for an hour. I would like to give a shout out to Cassandra Polkey for being our lovely guest last week. And if you'd like to see that, check out the links down in the description field. Sorry, I can't talk today. Blah blah blah. So yes, I would recommend you watch that. She gives me a tarot reading, and she was just a very sweet lady. So Mark DeCamp is going to be on this week on Black Magic Talk. We're going to interview him, me and Matt Collins, who is my co-host for Black Magic Talk. That probably will be coming out, not probably, it will be coming out about Tuesday afternoon on Rumble and YouTube, because I have a little time to, I take a little time and edit if I have to. So check us out.
Sorry
Links
about
are in the
that.
description field. And again,
Alex
follow
is
me
here.
on Rumble. Okay, cool. Hi, Alex. I was just finishing up my shameless plugs.
I was hearing you talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to pep away for a second. So I'm going to get off of YouTube and bear with me 1 second. So everything is fine. I had to step away for a minute, to use the bathroom and
I'll
grab
just finish
more
that
water.
up real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically just click the link in the description field. Follow me on Rumble and YouTube. And hopefully I'll see you there. No, it's not over. And no midget wrestling. Jeez.
You want to continue talking, go over to Rumble and Kick or whatever. And so
yeah,
we'll still be live there.
We should talk about CZW.
Oh, God. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, this. Click there.
Riviera, not Riviera. I said Riviera. I know what I said. Bad cookies, I know what I said. I said Asian Riviera.